My love, my love, my precious. How's it going, everybody? I am Sam from Working Title. This is the Lord of the Rings of Power, Episode 7. Today is called The Eye. It always watches us, precious. Last On was the best episode in the series. You know, definitely a morale booster in the sense of watching the show. I'm hyped. I'm excited. We got the big reveal that Udun is where the Southlands have been this whole time. I guess that was already a thing. I didn't know about it until now, but it's crazy. Love it. And Mount Doom has made its appearance. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. But most importantly, make sure you leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. If you're a big anime fan and you just happen to be coming across this video, check out our Patreon. We're going to be running through Death Note. We're ending Full Metal Alchemist. We got some Studio Ghibli movies that you can watch over there. We're going to be doing some other content in the future, but stay tuned for that. This is just what's happening right now. Support the show, most importantly. I do not own it. Check out the show on Amazon Prime Video, and then come back and watch ya boy. We're going to hop into this reaction. Punch it. Blah! Oh man. Oh man. Oh man, look at that soot. Radiation! It's literally like a, I was gonna call it a medieval nuke, but I guess volcanoes can still technically be relevant. I just don't know of any that are active. I'm sure there are. Somebody list every active volcano that's still around today. Go. That's your task, your homework. I don't want to do it. Bro. Talk about total devastation. Oh no. Oh. I took it out of the last reaction because I didn't think it was significant, but the guy was saying like, yeah, I think I'm good for the fighting. I think I'm probably gonna go home or something like that. Damn, of course it's him. That sucks. Ooh! Oh! Frick. Look at that guy in the back. Look at all that stuff he's carrying on his own. At this point, y'all better let him into the Shire. I mean, he's putting in his own work. Stop! Rolling green hills. Sorry. Is that premature freak out? Whoa.
My great-grand used to speak of mountains to the south that could spit fire rock.
Oh!
Sleep.
What? Wait.
For hundreds of years.
Mount Doom exploded that far?
To wake again when.
Okay, to be fair, I'm pretending like we're already in the Shire, so this could be very well realistic. I was thinking the volcano shot all the way across Gondor, all the way across the mountains of Moria, into the Shire area.
He's done so much for us. It's my rude of us to ask more of him.
I see. I'll ask him then.
I love this guy. I don't know if Adam ever kept it in, but I appreciate this guy. I like the fascination he has with the world. Something about him is very charming. Something about this guy is super weird. Oh. Quinta. And what was that all about? Okay.
In exchange for access to your mithril mines, the elves are prepared to furnish this city with...
Wow. I was scared they weren't going to be satisfied with it. Seems like they find it valuable.
Tell me, why should we trust any elf?
You should not.
Yeah. I wasn't
You
going to say
can
it.
trust me, for I am no common elf, but Elrond half-elven. And I see
Yep.
in elf.
That's not a good rep for elves, though. It's just like, you can trust me. It's because I only half-elf. What does that say about all the other elves?
We do not dig an earth that cannot support it. I will
Yikes.
not risk dwarven lives to help the elves cheat death.
Damn.
Father,
I feel like he'll change his mind because I saw the preview, but
my friend is drowning.
yeah, that's a good
Reaching
point.
for me to pull him to shore.
He's not malicious either.
Defy their will, and this entire kingdom might fall.
Okay, I might have to re-watch that scene really quickly. Maybe I must misunderstood that. Is he scared that the elves helping with the dig will make them not be able to calculate where to appropriately
I am
dig?
sorry, my son.
AKA helping the elves could potentially lead to said Belrog? Am I wrong about that? I'll rewatch the scene.
Uncaring old fool!
Oh boy.
Prove to them there's a safe way to gather mithril. Perhaps they'd make him listen. Perhaps we could force your father's hand.
Okay, I think my assumption is correct. Now, if that is accurate, what I'm saying, then that's a crazy conundrum. And if the Belrog does happen because the elves come into power, then that means the doom of Moria in exchange for the survival of elves. And I have no idea what happens with any of this Silmarillion nonsense, so I'm very curious if this is like actually lore accurate.
So this is goodbye then.
It's never goodbye.
We do not say goodbye. We say no more.
Marie.
Oh,
It's more than simply farewell.
means see you again?
It means
Moria.
go towards goodness.
Live long and prosper. Moria. Moria. Oh, and he gave it back. That's sweet. Man, Elrond's a good guy. Both of these guys are sweet. And Diza, too. This is a nice trio. Problem is, I don't remember Durin and Diza from anything else. And they are at ground zero. They are at ground zero, so. That's 3 points right there. What? But will that matter? The king already made his judgment. I didn't think it had to do with the validity of the elves' statements. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Mordor. This forest actually looks like the forest that they filmed the end of Two Towers in.
They're dead, aren't they? But on there,
Shoot.
friends.
We don't even know where Bronwyn and Arendir are. I didn't even think of that.
I would not use such words.
Why not?
It darkens the heart. To call dark deeds good. It gives place for evil to thrive inside us.
True. Don't speak madness
Every war
into
is fought both
existence.
without and within.
Or evil.
Of that every soul.
What did I just say? Remember last episode I was like, words have power. There you go.
Even you.
It wasn't me just being crazy. The stories do talk about that. Hell, Arwen, the Fellowship of the Ring, freaking casts a water horse with her voice.
How much further until we're clear of this smoke?
Probably a far freaking distance to go before that. I mean, that shockwave went far.
How long have we been clear of it?
Nearly a mile.
I see.
Do you?
Only grey.
Alright.
Keep walking, both of you. Guide my horse. No one need notice.
Wait. Oh, I'm so dumb.
Valendia.
Did she go blind?
Please. Keep walking.
Oh, wait, did she go? I'm so sorry. I didn't understand what the hell we were talking about. I was wondering why she was like so like big-eyed. I was gonna say she seems rather like kind of vacant, like like not there. Am I wrong? She's blind, right? She hasn't. Oh.
They call it Greenwood the Great. Keep your head down.
Damn.
That light helps you find your stars.
Oh, they're building right here.
Well, all I can tell you is Harford folk haven't seen him since the days our ancestors lived in parts unknown. And that's a long time to wander. Even for a fella with big legs.
Man, where does this Harfoot go? Because hobbits don't like adventure. You know? They despise it. Like, Gandalf is loved by the children in this Shire, but he's like a menace to the adults, I feel. At least that's how they portray him in The Hobbit, you know? When he comes knocking, it's a bother. At least for the Bagginses. Stop. Okay, so he did make life. Like, he's helping reforge something that's completely dead. So he's not just peril. There you go. Oh, Nori. I have to say, I am not overall the biggest fan of this plot point specifically, but I do like the cast that they got for this. Like, I'm kind of mind blown. Oh, the trailer shot. Sorry. See, how can that not be Gandalf? Gandalf literally holds or has that like rag over his hands. It was like tattered gray. I mean, he just looks like Gandalf. He has to be Gandalf at this point. And with the parallels of female Frodo and Sam, like, come on. Anyway, I was saying, I like how nonchalant and effective this girl, the girl who plays Nori, looks so small. I'm pretty sure she's, you know, just like Elijah Wood and the rest of them, not the tiniest. But look at that. They probably did that tactic that Bilbo and Gandalf did, where one's really close and one's far away, so it looks super different when, whoop, just the same. That one shot.
Have you ever lost someone close?
My brother.
My brother, Finrod. And my husband,
Ew.
Husband?
Celeborn was his name.
Huh?
We met in a glade of flowers.
That's her actual husband. He's dead? If he's actually dead, I feel like Tolkienites are gonna be upset. Isn't that the guy from the Fellowship married to her?
It isn't your fault. It's mine.
You did not intend for this to happen.
I gave power to the enemy.
Do not take the burden of this day upon your shoulders, Theo. You may find it difficult to put it down again.
Okay, see, that is good advice. That's killer advice. Because now it's actually meaningful, because that's where she currently is. I like that.
My home is gone. Where's the design in that?
You get a new home? Is Middle-earth even, like, super occupied at this point in life? The guy who started the chant, still alive? No, pop. I'd really like a couple of the orcs that have, like, noticeable faces to, like, stay around. Like this guy. Because I remember his face, but it would just be cool to, like, be able to follow those guys as much as we follow these guys. I feel like that would draw in the audience, you know? Because you don't get that. Not that there would be a lot of character development with them, but you could see the evil things that they get up to. How the chain of command works, how the vie for power operates, the attempts to one-up other orcs in the command and be the more superior orc. That'd be cool. The treachery. Oh, man. Is it that time? Where's all the other dwarves at?
Self-discipline, Master Elf.
I think that'll bring you success.
Dead in our contest.
You did.
No. You
Yes.
lost on purpose.
Yeah.
Never to defeat you.
I knew it.
Here.
Freaking knew it.
Elf lies.
Yeah, this music sounds like Jack Sparrow.
I
Don't.
was.
Don't. Oh my lord! It looks like the strip from the shot of the Balrog in that warrior. How the lightning went through into the rock, like weaveled down. Oh man, how much is it? Oh no! Oh no! Oh, there's so much. Oh shoot! Okay. What? Oh, they didn't get the dad's approval? That's why they were by themselves. Oh my gosh. That's why they were by themselves. That makes sense. I was like, isn't this like a trove of dwarves at work normally? It was the day off. You're going to jail for working overtime. Damn it, because now the king's gonna see it. He's gonna get greedy, and now that he's not doing this for the elves, he's gonna go get it for himself and cause the freaking demon of harvest to show up.
How'd you expect me to move mountains, father? If you fall to pieces when I dig a single hole.
True.
Speak of greatness for me. But you suffocate in me any ambition that does not originate in you.
Yeah, like what kind of fatherly speech was that? Because it seems the opposite of what you want for him.
Must also endure the most rigorous tempering.
Consigning your allies to death is not tempering. Elrond.
It's a sacrifice that's needed.
To me as if he'd been fired in my own mother's womb.
I like that though.
Dare you!
Oh.
Invoke your mother's memory to defend your decision to betray your own kind!
No! It's you that's betrayed our kind! Squandering our future so you can cling to the past! You profaned the crown you wear!
This ain't looking good, y'all. You were a vain, cruel, and greedy boy. I now strip you of your power. I like what Durin's saying. Like, they are taking a risk to dig, but now it's no longer a temper that we have to fear. It's just a sacrifice for the greater good. I dig that. Gosh, can you just stop singing?
Poppy, what are you doing?
Leave that for the dwarves.
Fetching a pair. What's it look like? No,
Or Merry and Pippin. Wow. They've got a harvest. Look at that. Gandalf just forged the Shire by screaming some words. See, don't sing weird songs. Start chanting and screaming to the sky. What is that? Oh, please give us a cave troll. Oh, what the fudge? Poppy just got murdered. Oh, these guys. I forgot about them. Servants of the Daedric gods. Yo, they're gonna start cutting down their stuff. Bro, and they found the root of the power too, like where he did the like operation. Well. On the staff, the eye, the all-seeing eye, Sauron's Illuminati, confirmed.
You're going the wrong way.
What?
He went that way. Go on now.
That is so freaking creepy.
Leave her alone.
You heard her.
Oh yeah. Sorry for the ASMR. Yeah, I figured. Whoa. Well, looks like we're making camp here, because all our houses are gone. It'd be sick if we get, like, a power battle. These white mages versus Gandalf. All his texts, man. It's how the Hobbits lost their histories, damn it. Because the horse now feels your heart, and your heart is not balanced right now, sir, because you're...
listen to you. You won't listen to any of us.
Yeah. What a good horse actor. Oh, yes. Go find Isildur. You helped carry that plot, horsey. Go. Be free.
Never have pulled the elf on board.
No, come on. Come on, don't do that, Elendil. I understand your pain. She's gonna roll up and not him. I hope Bronwyn's not dead. We haven't seen her or Arendir, man. Where's my favorite elf, man? Gosh. Oh, okay, good. Okay, she made it. She made it. Let's go. Let's go. Mom and son connection. I love it. She's earned her keep. As far as I'm concerned, she was the leader of the Southlands. Now I take it back. For as little as... Let's go, baby! Let's go! Yes! Season 2 would not be fun if you're not there, dog. Aww. That's sweet. The only person we're missing is Isildur now. He'll get recasted by the horse. Whoa. Now she looks like one of the ladies who reads the Elder Scrolls in the Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, Oblivion. Damn. Well, now Pharazôn has all the power to steal from a blind woman. When we get back to the worst land ever. Dude, like, we came for this stupid ass mission, and it's gone 10 times worse than I would have assumed.
Do not spend your pity on me, elf. Save it for our enemies.
Yes.
For they do not know what they have begun.
Yes, I like that. Muriel? Muriel? Mariel? I've never had beef with her. She's been underused. Muriel. Muriel. Definitely not trying that name.
Will return.
Okay. I want to be hyped. I just hate the Numenor stuff so much.
On your feet now, girl. Stand up. Help me gather what we can. Nori, now. Don't let this splinter your spirit. It'll be all right.
You know what? Nori's dad, I could totally see as Mary Addox or Mary's, like, family.
But there's one thing we can do, I want, better than any creature in all Middle-earth. We stay true to each other.
Yeah, don't lose
No
spirit,
matter how
man.
the path winds, or how steep it gets, we face it with our hearts even bigger than our feet.
Oh.
And we just keep walking.
Oh, I hated this guy in the first few episodes. That was a good speech. What is up with this? Like, I didn't like him when he had that, like, speech with his wife. And I was like, I'm not gonna care for this guy. But for some reason, that resonated with me. I don't even understand. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I'm just so self-critical. But I like that. Because, hobbits are supposed to be the resilient species in Middle-earth. They carry the ring to Mordor.
Going off trail now, alone.
She won't be alone.
In my bow.
Not without me.
Yeah, mama.
You might never come out alive. They might, if a trail finder were to go with them. The girl was right to help her.
We've got a fellowship, don't we?
It would be grand if you weren't right all the time.
Yeah.
I'll fetch provisions and
That's
get
what
me
wives
steak.
are for. To always be right.
Coming with you.
That's cute.
Doesn't matter anyway, we're all gonna die.
True. True. That's basically the Hobbit way of saying YOLO, just less cringy. Oh. He ain't looking too hot. Okay, now that we found Halbrand, where is Isildur, man? Strength to the king! Why is this music so epic? We still are in a massive failure of a position.
And together we will rule this mountain and all others before our time is done.
I wish you guys the best of luck.
Mithril belongs to us. To you and me.
Okay. Okay. Damn, that's going far. How did I just land on the rock? Stop! That's how it wakes up? I mean, I'm happy, but what? Oh. Just wait. Wait till Sauron shows back up. What does Mordor mean? I love that. That's cool, man. Don't hand. Come on. For anyone that doesn't want to watch the next part, we are, in fact, going to check out the preview for the next episode. Because I am not satisfied. My thirst is not quenched.
The great tree is all but bleeding leaves. Soon the last will fall.
I did not cross that bitter ocean, only to drown now.
The way of the faithful is committing to pay the price.
True
creation
requires.
Whoa! What the fudge? Okay. Okay. Alright, guys, that was episode 7 of the Rings of Power, called The Eye. Just while it's all in my head right now, my immediate thoughts are, it's not bad. I like the episode. I do genuinely believe that it's better than the episodes we've gotten before. Is it equal to the last one? No, but I expected that. I did have some high hopes, but it's okay. I think, and even with the preview, I feel like there's not a lot to say. So if you're worried about me spoiling things for the preview, I'm not going to, because I really don't feel like I picked up a whole lot. Maybe at the end of the discussion I'll talk about it a bit more, but I do have to remember that this is not just a one season and done show. So there are a lot of things that I'm just expecting to see, and it's just a false expectation I have to get rid of, because there are going to be more episodes to come. So forgive me for expecting the world of these episodes all in one. I want to see certain things manifest or come to be, but this is also coming from the guy that's like obsessed with games like Battle for Middle-earth, where I get to just do skirmish matches. I just spat. Do skirmish matches with all my favorite heroes and see them battle in different locations. So, with that said, the start of the episode picked up with the ashes of no longer the Southlands, but Mordor. It looks to be that all of our main characters have survived except for Isildur. He's the only one that... And am I wrong? He is the one that had the house collapse on him. I'm right about that, right? If I'm not, forgive me, but I'll see it when I edit the episode. But yeah, for now, it looks like Isildur's stuck behind enemy lines where Adar, and company is. And I'm excited about that particularly. I definitely 100% expect to see Sauron. Expect translating to I want to see Sauron in the finale. Maybe just a peek, maybe making a grand appearance. Though with that said, I think that is going to be pretty unlikely at this point, considering he's not made an appearance at all, and all the theory crafters for the show have been talking about every possibility of seeing him. Who is this character? Him? Is that character him? It looks like the show's going with the long haul idea. They're really going to wait for the Celebrimbor part of the story, I do believe. Celebrimbor has played a very small role in this show. I feel like 3 scenes at most. And for any people that know where that story's going to go, I'm not going to talk about it too much, but I feel like we have more steps to get to before we meet the Grand Deceiver. And I wonder how they're going to do that, because so much of the fan base is aware of that storyline. Like, are they just not going to try to keep the audience out of the loop and just be like, okay, it's obvious this is the person that's going to be Sauron? I don't even know how to have this conversation without like spoiling it for any people that genuinely want to go into this show not knowing what to expect potentially. But it's really hard to navigate. I feel like the Rings of Power show that has to navigate around the Tolkien estate's lack of resources that are given to them. But long story short, Isildur is missing. His buddy died. That was sad, considering he was the one sucker that wanted to go home after the fighting and not come back. Muriel is blind. Took me way too long to realize that, but that's also very sad. She does look cool, though. She definitely looks like the blind monks from the Elder Scrolls. That mission where you try to steal one of the Elder Scrolls in the, not Skyrim, the Oblivion game, and all the people down there are blind because they've read the scrolls for too long, and they're not equipped to read. All things considered, with the volcano going off, our characters came out pretty damn well. Pretty safe, all things considered, compared to, there was amputees, there were burn victims, there are plenty of people that we are never going to see, even in the episode, because they just proudly turned to ash or got hit by a meteor. Right now, at this point, the horse is going to save Isildur. The greatest character in the show, the horse. Gosh, sorry. It's so boring to talk about him. Moving on. I'm happy that Halbrand's alive. I'm happy that Bronwyn's alive. I'm happy that Arondir are alive. Those characters are interesting. They're not the most interesting, but, you know, we are working with what we're working with. Halbrand, injured as hell, and Galadriel are going to go on a little mission. We'll see how that turns out. I'm really more excited to just see what Arondir does with his life. It looks like him and Bronwyn are going to take whoever is alive and go find a new settlement to live in. I didn't catch the name. I don't want to look up the name. Maybe I'll learn when they do that kind of reveal one day, like how they did the Southlands transition to Mordor. I was actually interested in the Harfoot story, as little as it was. One of my biggest takeaways and complaints for the show, for sure, is going to be that things just take way too long to get to like any of the exciting stuff. And it's not even like I need action for these episodes to be good. Last episode just happened to be good because there was action and very little dialogue. But that doesn't mean I don't like dialogue. I just don't think the dialogue is super great for the show. So when we're just trudging along and just talking about our feelings, I don't get a lot out of it. I will say there are a couple good conversation pieces, and we'll get to them when we get to those moments, but yeah, I just feel like these episodes are so long, and I just feel like quiet most of the time. I don't really know what to say other than joke around, which is fine. It's just not for me. I have to say, it's been a long day. I'm very exhausted. I'm tired. The show's not the most hype thing out there. So, we were talking about the Harfoots. They made camp in what I thought looked to be the Shire. not Gandalf, touched the tree, created life in the area where a meteor had struck the land. So I don't know if this area is going to be the Shire. I don't think it is. There was that scene where those like weird people in white robes looked off in the distance, and there was like all these big giant rock formations. So I just assume we're not where I'm thinking we were initially. I assume those guys are servants of Sauron, like the cults that we should be starting to see at this point before the Great Wave comes to do what Great Waves do. I just, like, what are they doing? Are they just tracking down spiritual angels of the world and diminishing the magic that they put? Like, is it so bad that Harfoots erect land and fertile grounds to just live? Like, I know I'm not going to get this answer, but I would just genuinely like to know what the intent of our bad guys are. Like, Adar just wants a home, he says. They now have a home, but they've, like, destroyed it so that it benefits the orcs. Okay, now you have a home. But now I would assume these people in white robes are also servants of Sauron / Morgoth, and they're destroying other people's homes now. So, okay. I know from the Silmarillion that Morgoth / Melkor is just kind of a jealous god. A jealous god of the grand god of the world, and wants to do his own form of life. So is it that it's not just he wants to do his own form of life, but he wants to erase the other form that is deemed better? Because I think that's what we could be seeing, which you could just basically just call conquering. But then people like Adar are doing speeches like, I want to live in these lands too. At least that's what last episode was. Or am I just completely misunderstanding that? Is he just saying, basically, I deserve this world too, and in doing so, for me to live here, I'm going to destroy you, instead of just cohabitating? This is me just acting like there is an answer. Maybe there isn't. I don't know. Do I want to know? Probably not. I don't really care at this point. I think I get so tired with this show because I feel like I have to find my own answers for things I feel like could be very well easily said in the story. Now, I was talking to my buddies about this. Let's say we do get the second season, but the audience really doesn't like the first season like how it is right now. By the end of this, there's no redeeming qualities. People don't have any optimism going in. What if the Tolkien estate gave more rights to Amazon so that it could improve the quality of season 2? Would that actually help the show? Would that actually help, like, give better context to things? Because we have to supposedly beat around the bush for storytelling because we don't have access to certain story plots. Would it really help? Or is this series just too hard of a concept to translate? I've been reading comments and I've listened to other YouTubers talk about it, saying that the lore isn't even accurate. I'm curious, what about the lore isn't accurate? I would have assumed at the very least they would try with the rights they have to at least make it accurate if they're going to tell a story. So I'm just really confused, and honestly, I'll be honest, it is very tiring to know that the majority of the talk of this show is just about Amazon and the context behind making the show as opposed to just enjoying the show. I think one of the commenters made a post on maybe the last video, the video before that a lot of the hate about the show for some audiences comes down to just the breakdown of how the show came to be as opposed to hating on the actual show. I could agree with that, but I also just don't think the show's great as a whole. Also, I realized I just went on a full tangent about nonsense. Let's jump back into the episode. This is what happens when I don't have Will, Adam, and Caleb to help keep my thoughts in line. So Gandalf screamed nonsense. He got kicked out. The one Harfoot gave him advice for where he could go for a future for him, saying that they had been there once before, 1,000 years ago. They haven't been back to that land. And even if he wants to travel back there with his long feet, it's going to take a while. Yeah, then the White Cloaks showed back up, blew fire onto the land, and burnt all of the halflings' history, I assume. I mean, they destroyed the supplies for sure, but the old man was very upset, and he was, like, kind of the historian and bookkeeper for the group. So perhaps that's why hobbits are so ignorant and don't have any knowledge outside of, you know, their own little comfort zone. I would assume that's why we are where we are. Because I was pretty shocked that the older gentleman, the black gentleman, why he seems so like in love with the world, where normally we're used to hobbits that don't care for any of that. But yeah, those white cloaks are pretty scary. They just appear and then they disappear. It's pretty ghostly. It's pretty evil. I do like the look of the leader, the one people have dubbed on the internet Eminem, the one with the like androgynous look. I love the fan base trying to figure out who is Sauron, because at this point it's Halbrand, Adar, Eminem, the Stranger. It's basically anyone that we have any form of curiosity about, and it's gonna be funny because I just feel like at this point we're not gonna get introduced to them until like the end of season 2 at this point in the storytelling with the progress that we're working with. Durin and Elrond, you know, that's one of the more charming scenes of the episode. I do like their relationship. I do like Deez's relationship to Durin and to Elrond. I like the story and like how it progressed in terms of where people are aligned when it comes to the mithril situation. Their desire to not dig for greedy reasons, but to save the elves, even if in doing so could harm the dwarves. Because, I mean, they're very used to when it gets too greedy, the walls cave in, you know. If they don't do things properly, it doesn't work out for them. Obviously, the best scene is the drop of the leaf down to the roots of the mithril, which is 100% based off that story that they told 2 episodes ago with the Balrog and the Golden Warrior, or the White Knight, whatever they call it. I don't know what the hell they call it. Okay, I just have to pause. At this point, if you can't already tell, I have just rambled and rambled and rambled, and it is really just me trying to find excitement in talking about what I just watched. And I realized it's a bit of a lie in and of itself, because in all honesty, the episode was not that exciting. If you just watch the last episode and see my response to it compared to today, my excitement's not really there for it. I do feel nervous because I do just feel like the finale could just be how the rest of the show has felt. We only have one more episode, and at this point I really don't think that the finale is going to change my overall opinion on the show. And I as great as episode 6 is, I don't think it is enough to make me change my opinion on the show. Yeah, I just felt like I had to share that. I want to be as transparent as I can about the show. I obviously am trying to be optimistic watching this, and I'm trying to give light to the moments that are good. But I just wanted to say that my excitement's not really there. It wasn't really there for this episode, even though I went in optimistic. I just feel like the episode was okay as a whole. I do, on a positive note, though, I do want to talk about the moments I did think that were genuinely good, like top 3, if I had to give top 3. I liked Galadriel's talk with Theo. I didn't talk about that. That was one of the better moments of the episode. I thought that was sweet, because in contrast to last week's episode with Halbrand and Galadriel and the contradictory forms of advice to one another between what to do with Adar. Because, you know, Halbrand had that pull down on him, and he really wanted to kill him because of something that had happened and transpired back in the past that we're not aware of. And Galadriel, like, stopped him in his tracks, like, unbelievable, can't believe you're doing this, like, you're better than that. And they sat down, and they had a talk, and she was all high and mighty giving him advice. And it just felt like so vain coming from her, because we know that she's not going to be doing that same thing. So it's easier to give advice about changing your heart when you're not the one changing your heart. Now, what I like about the advice to Theo is it's not so much about changing your heart and like fixing yourself, but more of a cautionary tale, because she is the one who has the fallen heart. Like, hey Theo, do not hold on to this thing, because what's great about this is because Theo hasn't fallen fully into the craving and need for that sword. He hasn't fully fallen into bitterness about his mistakes, because Galadriel has obviously made mistakes that she regrets. What's cool is she is now sage, giving this good advice, and it doesn't feel hypocritical because she's coming from that place where she can't escape, so she is the tale of, do not do this, otherwise you will basically be me. So I thought that was a bit more touching. Maybe I'm just looking into things that aren't that deep, but I just think as terms of dialogue, when we're working with kind of weak dialogue, I thought that was the better of the episode. So that, I'll give credit to that. I like that. The second thing I'll say, it's kind of a catch-22 because I do want stakes in this show and I do want prominent characters to die. But I'm glad they didn't kill anyone, even though it does take away the stakes of the first season and I didn't really think anyone was going to die. I'm glad because I do think the show excels with an ensemble cast. One of the only other good things about the episode, in my opinion, is now all the characters are together. Galadriel's talking to Muriel, and Elendil, and Halbrand, and Bronwyn's in the conversation. Arondir's in the same location. Theo's in the same location. Isildur's in the same location. All these characters are talking to one another, and that's where shows like Game of Thrones excel. That's where shows like... I'm just going to use Game of Thrones because that's the only one that's currently relevant. I know you guys hate that, but it's medieval, and it's just a good one to bounce off of for just standards and shows that I like. Good conversational pieces can carry the weight of shows. You don't need big fights to carry the weight. You can have things that don't cost big budgets to make shows compelling, and that doesn't happen when these very few characters that you've created in this world, in this massive world, don't get to operate with one another. And the majority of the show, a lot of the characters that are interesting aren't interacting with the other ones that are interesting. You got Galadriel, that's okay. Halbrand, that's kind of okay, talking to one another. Then you got Arondir, who's pretty cool, but he's not interacting with them. You got Durin and Elrond, very cool characters, and they're not talking to anyone in this story, barely. Celebrimbor, underutilized. Adar's pretty cool. I actually do think he's pretty cool, and I do like his dialogue, and he has mostly been talking to some of the other decent characters. He's also been bouncing off them. So now that they're all in one area with Muriel and Isildur and Elendil, we can have those fun conversations. I honestly don't have a third one. I don't have a third one right off the top of my head for a good thing in this episode. So I'm just gonna give it to the fact that Mordor is now Mordor. I love Mordor. I love the games Shadows of Mordor and Shadows of War, if I haven't already told you for 100 times at this point. Yeah, I thought that was cool. I'm excited for next week. Okay, I'm not really excited for next week, but I'm optimistic. I'm going to go into it hoping for the best. It's the last episode. It better be better than episode 6. It just has to be. It has to be better. Because episode 6 was great, the best one in the series, and it's still not that great compared to other shows in general. Anyway, that's it about my thoughts. If you disagree with me, I'm sorry. I'm not here to try and hurt your feelings. This is just my opinion. My opinion really has no value in the grand scheme. I'm one of many fans out there, one of millions of fans out there. But I hope you enjoyed your time with me. This is the end of the video, so guys, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the video, let me know your thoughts, how you feeling about the show. Now that we only have one episode left, what are you expecting for this season? How do you think the story's going to be told in season 2? Let us know your thoughts on this episode specifically, and we'll see you in the next episode. Or I'll see you in the next episode. Punch it!